Well, hello, Gemini. I hope all of you are doing amazing. Happy Friday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I have this message out here for you, the lot of you that have allowed yourselves the strength to witness your addictions, your obsessions, your possession, like you being possessive in any way. If there were anybody being addicted or possessive or, obsessed with you, this is something you finally realized or have noted, and this is what's actually allowing you to find a peaceful resolution for yourself. You are gaining mental strength and clarity at this time. I have the devil, the strength, the four swords in the reverse with the eight of wands in the upright. That is Sagittarius, that is Leo, Libra, Capricorn, as well as the page of coins on the bottom of the deck, which is good news. That would also add Taurus and Virgos in here, that energy. Chinese years, that you could be a Gemini monkey, you could be a Gemini ox, you could be a Gemini rooster, you could even be a Gemini snake, a Gemini dog, or even a Gemini rat. I do see that you guys are overcoming a challenge, and it's going to feel so much more subtle than it has, and I don't know, ever for a lot of you. Some of you, it's been a long time, but you're getting ready to take some kind of action, kind of feeling like the airplane taking off on the on-ramp, or where it's gaining momentum to take off. Yeah, that's kind of the feeling with the Eight of Wands here. You guys just have gained the awareness in your life to understand that you are not in alignment with your true purpose, and you guys realize it comes a lot to do with what the devil has to do with depression, sadness, addiction. Basically, it's not just sadness though. It's like sadness that kind of spoils. You see what I'm saying? Like, that spoils, like if you were to have something in the fridge and it goes bad and it spoils. Okay, yeah, sadness that kind of spoils. That's what the devil's energy is. It's not worked through sadness. It's not understood sadness. It's repressed sadness. It's revengeful sadness. It turns into those things, so it turns into anger and resentment and regret, and that's really toxic. So you guys have just realized that there was addictions or obsessions or obsessive behavior or possessive behavior from you or others that you finally realized was not in alignment with who you truly are meant to be, and deep down you knew it, but you had realized you were suppressing a lot of these energies within yourself, and found the strength to finally act through confidence with your true bravery and put your foot down and see that you needed to rest to recuperate from all of this toxicity and unhealthy business that you've been dabbling in a sense. That's what it is, right? Okay, y'all, there was a lot of disrespect that you put up with. You could even had felt like you were disrespectful in situations, and that's an act of maturity as you look back and you realize, like, I could have acted better, I could have said it better, I could have done this better. And that's all lessons. It's all how we learn. Then you have argumentative as well. Now, this is the thing. Even if you were the ones feeling disrespected, you may have ended up being argumentative. And I can tell you, me too. When I feel disrespected, I argue, or I get loud so people think I'm arguing. Mainly, I'm just trying to speak my truth because ain't nobody doing it for me but me. And there's been times I've had to look back and reflect too, and be like, I could have handled it better. I could have said this better. I could have, maybe watched my tone of voice when I was saying that. Like, I know what I'm saying is harsh, like I'm aware of it, so I need to be more careful with how I come to approach with conversation, whether it be healthy conversation or unhealthy conversation. I have to be the better person. So, like, and that's the feeling I'm getting with these two coming out. And that's just kind of like where you are trying to take a step into, is to be the opposite of what had made you feel disrespected or felt like you had to argue. And even if you were in a position where you felt like you were being disrespectful to somebody, or you had realized later that you may have been, you really don't want to be in that position again. You don't want to make somebody feel that way again. Of course, you're going to speak your truth, stand up for yourself, do those things, but you're going to do it in the act of righteousness. Now, you're not going to be self-righteous, but you're going to be righteous with the act of God, the act of love behind everything you say. The intent is what really matters, and how you come. Like, if you're protecting yourself, God knows you're protecting yourself, and you are literally allowing yourself to flow with whatever comes out, in a sense of, like, even if a little cussing words or whatever, it comes flowing out, but that's you speaking your truth. Even though sometimes down the road we're like, dang, I could have like handled it differently, but it's all a part of how we keep handling it. So if we are aware of how we were acting in that conversation, we reflect on ourselves, we handle the next conversation better. Even if it so happens to kind of lead down the same road, we still handled it better. Then the next time it happens again, we have a better chance at really going about it in a way where we will be understood, that person will be understood, there will be a better commute in a sense, so there will be a stronger sense of cohesion in the mix, you know. But either way, let's see, how is Gemini feeling right now? You guys are in the last phase of this with the Nine of Swords and then the Hangman in the reverse. It's the Hanged One in this deck. But you do have surrender as well as isolation. And this is kind of like where you are. You are feeling isolated from the world because you're trying to regain your composure, your strength, your mental clarity. All these things are coming back to you, but it's not like you can just... It's almost like if you think of you being on a balance beam or something, and then somebody so happens to throw like a whole load of laundry at you, and you're trying to catch it. You're like, oh no, gosh, I'm gonna fall off. I'm gonna fall off. You're just trying to regain and get back to your balance, but it doesn't mean you're gonna get thrown off. It just means you have to, you know, get a little out of a comfort zone when you're on that balance beam. Is the thing that I'm trying to say. But you in that sense are recalibrating, okay, within the mentality, spirituality, and you're amplifying your mental part. Your mentality is amplifying while your emotions are awakening, your spirituality is ascending. There's so many things that are happening, and you're feeling the energy be very like pulsating, you know, like it's a heartbeat around you, the energy it is that you are feeling. Some of you could be even Gemini rabbits. You guys could be Capricorn, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, even Gemini or Pisces moon signs, of course, because Cancer's energy, or fourth house, because it'll be Cancer energy ruling the fourth house and then the moon. Not everybody has the same, if they're in the moon sign, same, because my moon sign is a Sagittarius and my fourth house is in the Sagittarius, but not everybody has that. Some people have like Capricorn in their moon, but they have Sagittarius or Aquarius in their fourth house. Like, it's not always going to be lined up like that. So that's why it's really important to know and take notes of where your specific placements are. But actually, let's get a little bit more. Let's see, what's this Hanged One? I'd rather be me. And your health has been improving. And yes, this is exactly, I think health hasn't been improving quite yet, but once you start to really unlock this, I'd rather be me and nothing can stop me from being me, that's when your health will really start to improve, like off the charts. Go quality of your health, and the quality of your life will also be improving. It's right here with your loving and beneficial intentions. That's why your quality of life will improve, because you'll have loving and beneficial intentions. This is why your health will improve, because you will stand in your own business and rather be you and show up as you. And you wouldn't show up as your mom, you wouldn't show up as your sister, you wouldn't show up as your brother, you wouldn't show up as your dad, you wouldn't show up as your cousin, you wouldn't show up as your neighbor, you wouldn't show up as your boss, you wouldn't show up as your friend, you wouldn't show up as a coworker. You'd show up as absolutely you, you know, not even a stranger, not a past version of yourself, not a future version of yourself, you in the present moment. You'd rather be you. And once you really unlock that energy, which is something you're going through in this moment of surrendering, and that's kind of in a stagnant energy, but it's divine pause, if anything, because this is all part of the process. This is all part of your purpose. And this is all like everything you learned, everything you went through, and everything you reflected on was exactly what you needed to reflect on and what you needed to learn. And then all of this is like transmuting that pain into wisdom. And then when you really get to the full, like your cup is full of wisdom, you're able to pour from that. You're able to go back out there. You're able to, you know, show people what it is like to finally be wise, but also witty too, and be you. And if anybody seems to try to copy you, you say like, You can do what you want to do. I'd rather you find it in you to be you. If that's something that correlates or relates to something that you would really be doing, then that's fine. Like, I only want to see people thrive in authenticity is really the feeling I'm getting. And that's because you want people to open up room for themselves, that you don't want them to keep making room for others when they're not even making enough room for themselves. That's what I'm feeling here. Anyway, that's what I have for you, Gemini. You guys are obviously improving. Lots of things are happening for you. And I really hope that you guys have a beautiful rest of your day and a very exciting and happy Saturday and Sunday as well. Bye, guys.